Dear students, today we are going to discuss some numerical problems on the Kirchhoff's laws. Find the current in the different branches of electric circuit shown in the figure. This is the electric circuit. This is the given electric circuit. And first step is assume current in different branches. Assume current. Assume the current in different branches. Both in magnitude and direction. I assumed I1 is flowing through 2 volt cell, I2 is flowing through 4 volt cell, and I3 is flowing through 6 volt cell. So assume different currents passing through different cells. Okay. So assume I1 is passing through 2 volt cell, I2 is passing through 4 volt cell, and I3 is passing through 6 volt cell. After assume current in different branches, now select the loop. And apply loop rule. Now I assume ABEFA is our loop. So loop ABEFA. ABEFA. Okay. So while applying the loop rule, we must follow sign convention. So first of all, according to the assumed direction of the current, mark or note down the higher potential and lower potential points on the both sides of the resistor as shown in the figure. Our assumed direction of current I1 in AB is from A to B. We know that current flows from higher potential to lower potential. So A is at higher potential. So mark the point H on the left side of this 4 ohm resistance and L on the right side of the same resistance 4 ohm. H stands for higher potential, low stands for lower potential. Okay, these points are marked on the basis of the direction of assumed current. So assumed current is flowing from A to B. According to the concept, it always flows from higher potential to lower potential. So this point is marked as H, this point is marked as L. According to the sign convention, the person who applies this loop rule to this loop ABEFA finds the potential drop, okay, because he moves from A to B. He moves from A to B, and while he is moving across the resistor, he finds potential drop because he moves from higher potential to lower potential. So potential difference is IR according to Ohm's law. V is equal to IR. So I1 into 4 ohm, but it is dropped, therefore keep minus sign, minus I14. Next, person goes to B to E. and he come across a cell of EMF 4 volt and he moves from lower potential to higher potential. So he finds potential rise. So plus 4 volt. Next, he goes from E to F in this loop A, B, E, F, A, and he finds that potential drop, okay, across this 2 ohm resistor. So minus I1 into 2, and then finally he moves from F to A and he finds potential rise because he moves from lower potential to higher potential. Therefore 6I1 is equal to 6. So I1 is equal to 1 ampere. I1 is equal to 1 ampere. Next, to find I2 and I3, let us apply loop rule now to the loop BCDEB. 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 So, first of all, mark the points, higher potential and lower potential on the both sides of the resistor. Here I3 moves in this loop in the clockwise. Therefore, this is higher potential point and this is lower potential point. Next, across the 4 ohm, it moves from B to E. This is higher potential point, this is lower potential point. Okay, now apply loop rule to this loop BCDEB. First, path BC. In between B and C, there is only one resistor of 2 ohm. And the person moves from higher potential to lower potential. Our path is from B to C now. So while he is moving from B to C, he moves from higher to lower. So he finds potential drop across 2 ohm. So minus 2 into what is the current? I3. Next, from C to D, he come across a cell of 6 volt and he moves from higher to lower. So he finds drop, so minus 6. Next, he moves from D to E and while he is moving across 4 ohm, he finds potential drop because he moves from higher potential to lower potential. So minus 4I3. Next, finally he moves from E to B. In between E and B there is a cell of 4 volt and he moves from higher potential to lower potential. So he finds drop minus 4 volt is equal to 0. So minus 2I3 minus 6I3 minus 4I3 minus 6I3 is equal to 6 plus 4, 10. So I3 is equal to 10 by 6, that is equal to 5 by 3 ampere, minus 10 by 6, that is equal to minus 5 by 3 ampere. So minus sign indicates that our assumed direction for I3 is wrong. That means in this circuit I3 is moving from D to C, not from C to D. Magnitude of I3 is correct, 5 by 3 ampere, but our assumed direction is wrong. So minus sign tells that our assumed direction is wrong, so it moves from B to C. Okay, according to our assumed direction, it is found to be minus 5 by 3. That means current flowing through 6 volt is 5 by 3, but opposite in our assumed direction. Next, I2. To find I2, we must apply Kirchhoff's junction law at B. Apply Kirchhoff's junction law. Kirchhoff's junction law at B. Why Kirchhoff's junction law is applied only at B? Because at B, 3 conductors meet. One is AB, through which I1 is flowing. Another one is BE, through which I2 is flowing. Another one is BC, through which I3 is flowing. So, we will get the relationship between I1, I2 and I3 if I apply Kirchhoff's junction rule at B. We can also find the relationship between I1, I2 and I3 if the same law is applied at E also. So at E also, three conductors meet through which I1, I2 and I3 are flowing. Okay, so no problem. You can apply Kirchhoff's junction rule at B or E to get the relationship between I1 comma I2 and I3. Now at B, incoming current is I1. I1 is flowing towards B and I2 is flowing away from B. I3 is also flowing away from B according to our assumption. So total incoming current towards B is equal to total outgoing current from the B. Total incoming current towards B is equal to total outgoing current away from the B. Therefore, total incoming current I1 is equal to total outgoing current I2 plus I3. According to our assumption, it moves from C to D, means it moves from B to C. Okay, from B to C, then C to. Therefore, I2 plus I3. Now substitute the I1 and I3 values in this equation. 1 ampere is equal to I2 is not known for us, that is to be calculated here, plus I3 is minus 5 by 3. Now I2 is equal to 1 plus 5 by 3, that is equal to 8 by 3 ampere. So I1 is found to be 1 ampere, I2 is found to be 8 by 3 ampere and I3 is found to be minus 5 by 3 ampere. Okay. So this type of problems can be done by only applying Kirchhoff's laws. We cannot solve this type of problems by using Ohm's law because we cannot separate the resistances in parallel and series. Okay, so I hope that all of you understand this problem. Next, let us see one more problem. In the given figure, find the current passing through in the given figure. Find the current passing through 20-volt battery. The circuit is this is a 16-volt battery. This is another 16-volt battery. This is 2 ohm resistor. This is 4 ohm resistor. This is 20-volt battery. Okay. This is another problem. In the given figure, find the current passing through the 20-volt battery. What is the first step? First step is assume the current. Assume the current. Assume the current in the different branches. Okay. I assume I1 is flowing through 2 ohm resistor and I2 is flowing through 4 ohm resistor and I3 is flowing through 20-volt battery. Okay. These assumptions are according to ourselves. There is no rule how to assume currents. Okay, just there are 3 cells, therefore I assume 3 different currents, I1, I2 and I3 are flowing through them respectively. Now, name the circuit A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. Next, select the loop. Select the loop and apply Kirchhoff's loop rule. So, AB, EFA, loop AB, EFA. Loop AB, EFA. Okay. Now, in between A and B there is no cell, there is no resistor. Between B and E there is a cell of 16 volt and resistor of resistance 4 ohm. And in between B and E, assumed current is I2 which flows from B to E. That means this point is lower potential point and this point is higher potential point. So while going from B to E, first he come across a cell from lower potential to higher potential. So he finds the potential rise, so plus 16. Next, while crossing the resistor, he moves from higher to lower. That means he finds potential drop. That means minus 4I2. Next, EF. In between E and F there is no cell, there is no resistor. Next, from F to A. Current is flowing from F to A, therefore this is higher potential point, this is lower potential point according to this direction of current. So while E crosses the resistor, he finds potential drop because he moves from higher to lower, potential drop, so minus 2I1. Next, while crossing the cell of 16 volt potential difference, he moves from lower to higher, so plus 16 volt is equal to 0. So 2I1 plus 4I2, 2I1 plus 4I2 is equal to 32. I1 plus 4I2 is equal to 32, equation number 1. Next, apply the same rule for BC, DE, So in between B and C there is no cell, there is no resistor. And while moving from C to D, he crosses a cell from higher potential to lower potentials, from higher to lower, because his path is from C to D. So he moves from higher to lower, so he finds drop, that is minus 20 volt, minus 20. Next, between D and D there is no cell and there is no EMF. Next, between E and B, he moves from E to B now. So he travels from lower to higher. So he finds potential rise, that is 4I2. And while crossing the cell, he moves from higher to lower. So he finds drop, that is minus 16. Okay, is equal to 0. So 4I2 is equal to 20 plus 16, 36. I2 is equal to 36 by 4, that is 9 ampere. So I2 is 9 ampere. Now substitute this I2 value here. So from 1, 2I1 plus 4I2. Plus 4I2 means plus 4 into 9. I2 is found to be 9 na, is equal to 32. So 2I1 is equal to 32 minus 36, that is minus 4. I1 is equal to minus 2 ampere. I1 is equal to minus 2 ampere. Next, to get I3, apply Kirchhoff's first rule at B. Apply junction law at B. Apply junction law at B. So I1 is flowing towards B. I2 is flowing away from B, and I3 is also flowing away from B. So incoming current is I1. So total incoming current is I1, that is equal to total outgoing current I2 plus I3. Understand now? So I1 is flowing from F to A and follows from A to B. Like that. So I1 travels towards B. I2 moves from B to E. That means it moves away from B. I3 flows from C to D. So before that it flows from B to C. So I2 and I3 are flowing away from B, whereas I1 is flowing towards B. So I1 is equal to I2 plus I3. We need I3 value. I3 is equal to I1 minus I2. That is equal to I1 minus 2 ampere minus I2. I2 is 9. That is minus 11 ampere. So through 20 volt battery, the current flowing is 11 ampere in the opposite direction to our assumption. Our assumption is I3 is flowing from C to D through 20 volt. But actual answer said that it is flowing, 11 ampere is flowing from D to C. D to C, that is the answer. So the current flowing through 20 volt is 11 ampere in magnitude. But direction is from D to C. From D to C. So 11 ampere from D to C. Okay, understood all of you? Understood all of you? I hope that all of you understand these two examples on the applications of Kirchhoff's laws.